All right. How is everyone doing? It's a very important question. I can see your faces. Yep, Permanent. After you.
Hello, sir. Like emotionally, I'm stable, but there is a lot of confusion, doubt, a little bit of anger. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Okay. And how many want to reappear for UPSC? They don't want to quit the cycle. How many of you fall in that category? I'm scared. So many of you. Should be done and dusted now. There are a lot of you. Because a permanent is angry. Some would be sad. Some would be devastated. Now let me change the question. Is there anyone who is calm amidst all the chaos going on in our life, in our world? Is there anyone who is still calm? Calm like a Buddha. Israel has done a lot to put in some chaos to the world that we live in. Russia, same story. And then, of course, we have Modi ji, followed by UPSC. See, today's session is going to be a full circle. What do I mean by that? Full circle. Anyone knows what is that? Full circle. What does that mean? You can unraise your hands if you don't know the answer. And I also want to check with you all because I am in a very bad network area if I'm audible or not. Tanmay, smile at least, and Tanmay.
Hello. Am I
Love
audible?
your smile. Yeah, go on.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Uh, good evening. Good evening. I'm good. Well, I'm something which I don't want to name it because that would give it permanence. It's a feeling. It will go away. But I'm calm. I am not. My brain is planning what's the next step. How am I moving on from this? Because I can't be stuck in this mire of feelings. Other than that, yes, lots been going on. I
Mhm.
have communicated a few things with email, and from yesterday, I've started rewatching all the basic episodes. So I'm back on track.
Don't
I'll
do all
get
that
back on
thing.
track on
Don't do all those
somewhere.
things in anger right now. It is totally fine to grieve. Okay. We'll get back into the game, but we'll do that strategically, not in just such ad hoc fashion. And I'm so sorry that we haven't been regular with our emails. I told you about that story. We have a very bad support staff. So I will take all the questions here and I will address all your concerns here. Nishan, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I am not doing good, not doing bad. But I had kind of raised my hand to answer the full circle thing.
Oh, yes. Go on. Tell me, what is that?
Yeah. So I think, in my opinion, coming to a full circle is basically starting at like ending up where you started at. So it's almost like if you start at zero, so eventually you end up at zero.
Okay. See, it is a journey. That's the term I want to use. It's a beautiful journey. That's full circle. It's a journey from chaos to clarity. It's a journey from noise to stillness. And most importantly, it's a journey from, when you start, you fail again, and then you fail again. But amidst all those failures, we discover the purpose. We discover the meaning. We're always taught one thing, that we should be fearful of failure. And that is why we avoid it. failure in marriage, failure in relationships, failure in exams. We may hide it. But in true honesty, it's amidst the failure we grow. Think of any sane person in the world, any world leader. Look at your own currency notes. You will see Gandhiji there. Do you think Gandhiji was born with clarity, courage? He was humiliated until the last day. He was humiliated because of his skin color, the way he looked. No one in India knew who Gandhiji was until he was in his mid 50s. No one knew. And then see what he did, achieved after 50s. Stayed in South Africa for 21 years. And there he failed, kept on failing. In courtroom, in politics, in protests. But every failure sharpened him. And if you think about it, if you go back to the roots, you would realize it was amidst the failure he created a new philosophy, Satyagraha. And when he returned back to India, he again failed. He failed in non-cooperation movement, and we know the kind of mockery he also faced thereafter. He was imprisoned multiple times. He was mocked by the British and even by his own people. Eventually, he was killed by one of his own people. But the most important thing is he walked miles and miles, one step at a time. Has anyone been to Greece? Anyone? Athens? Any thoughts on Athens? That city has fallen so many times to war, to poverty, to invasion, the Persian War, the Peloponnesian Wars, the civil wars, occupation, crisis of various kinds. That's the story of Greece. Today we know Athens as the world, as the birthplace of democracy. So burned to ground by Persians, gone, destroyed. And then it again rose from those ashes. The Parthenon, Socrates, democracy itself. And all throughout the rebuilding of the journey, the Greeks, they did not rebuild what was lost. They built something greater. And that is the true meaning of anti-fragility. I think one of you used a term, I don't know if I heard it well, that you will recover. No, no one has to recover. You've got to transform. Think of any philosopher, think of any worthy leader. They were not born during peace. Safekal, do you know who is the president of Ukraine?
Uh, I currently no, sir.
Such a simple question. Who will tell me? No one knows? How is this possible? Shwetaksh?
Hi, Vlad Zelinsky.
Zelensky. And who was the president before Zelensky?
He was a Russian sympathizer. I don't
No, but
remember his
what
name.
was his name?
I don't remember his name, but
You may not remember his name. I think it was Petro Poroshenko. But the question is, why don't we remember Petro Poroshenko? We all know how Zelensky looks. We know who Zelensky is. A tiny country, Ukraine. The reason is Zelensky taught us a lesson. No? We may not agree with his attire, his fashion sense, but he never gives up. That's one thing I love about him. And Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022, I think. He stayed in Kiev. Not just that, he led from the front, visiting troops, visiting frontline. Not just that, speaking directly to the world. Zelensky did not run away. He did not hide. He stayed in Kiev. I don't know how many of you remember this video. He recorded a video from the heart of the capital, stood shoulder to shoulder with his soldiers. That was leadership in its rawest form. Some may say that, it's what's new with this. Every world leader would do it. No, because just a few months ago, Taliban took control over Kabul, August 2021. Afghanistan crumbled in days. Who was the then president of Afghanistan? What did he do? What happened to you all? You don't remember the names of presidents these days. Tanmay?
So it was Ashraf Ghani, and he, basically chickened out.
Yeah, he fled the country. Ashraf Ghani vanished. No final speech, no resistance. Some said that he escaped with cars also. Helicopters filled with cash. Left his people in fear. Left his soldiers confused. Left a nation without a spine in the most critical hour. As we begin today's session, I just have one request from each one of you. Do not ever be Ashraf Ghani ever in life. Don't be a person who runs away. Runs away from people, runs away from country, runs away from any difficulty. Ignores it. Don't be the one who disappears when it's hard. If nothing else, be like Zelinsky. Misfiters are made up of, they have a spine of steel. That's who we are. And that is how we will become the makers of modern India. So I want to begin today's session with a very interesting video. Watch through it and tell me your thoughts. I want you all to watch this video, not just with your eyes. I want you to watch this video with your heart. You've seen this video in the past, but you've got to watch this. Just confirm if you can all hear this. Not? Okay, just a second. Hopefully this works. If not, then I will narrate you the words. What does this video remind you of? Anyone? Any thoughts? Yes, Parmanand?
The video reminds us about the whole freedom struggle that we went through and the final day, which the day on where we get the freedom. It summarizes everything.
Okay. Himanshu?
So it reminds me how, amidst the partition, Nehru was envisioning a completely new India with a different vision. So, in the pain, he was able to think beyond the time.
Okay. Jyotsna?
I feel, sir, it was somewhere around, I mean, if I want to put it, end of the beginning. Like, yes, we have done a lot of things, but now it's like the real struggle that's gonna start.
Okay. Does it remind you of our early days in Misfits community? Why did we decide to prepare for civil services? This was not just a speech, it was a promise. What did the first prime minister of our country say? The stroke of the midnight hour when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. And please understand, he was not merely announcing political independence. He was inviting generations to come to build a republic rooted in justice, equality, fraternity, imagination. Now ask yourself, what does it remind you of? Outside this room, there are thousands who start preparing for UPSC because it's prestigious, because it looks good on matrimonial apps, or perhaps parents want a safe job. But as a community, we know this. Over the course of the entire journey of 1 year, we know one thing very, very well, that we are different. There's no doubt that in our beautiful country, there are many morally corrupt people, people who have no spine at all. I'll keep on, checking with you if I'm audible or not. Audible? Good. Many morally corrupt beings. Not just today, India has time and again hosted many corrupt governments, hate mongering politicians, spineless civil servants. But we cannot forget that India also has glorious minds like you. And you are glorious minds. And there are millions others like you who will hold public servants accountable. Civil servants make up less than 0.0001% of India's population, okay? 0.001% of India's population, less than that. So my question is, can the goal of nation building be achieved only from inside the bureaucracy? Today, many of you may not like what I'm going to say. But that's the honesty. Nation building is not just confined to what civil servants do. If we launch startups that bring clean water to 1,000 villages, much better than any civil servant. If we enter media, if we get into journalism, fight misinformation with truth, inspire others to stand for truth, inspire others to stand for rationality, much better than being a civil servant. If we enter politics, not because we are ambitious, but because we want to rule with integrity, serve our people, much better than being in civil services. So one thing I want to say out loud very clearly, very categorically, that I do not want UPSC preparation. I do not want your UPSC preparation to become a Soviet-style 5-year plan. Of course, I agree. This preparation is also a beautiful journey. You all would have realized this yourself. You all would have learned a lot in this journey. It will challenge you, it will break you, it will shape you. Even in failures, this journey will teach you a lot. It will refine your mind. It will deepen your purpose. It will deepen your understanding of this beautiful country and the world. But do you think it's rational to while away the most productive hours, most productive years of our lives, appearing, reappearing for the same examination? In any other country in the world, 20s are the most productive years of your life. I am being brutally honest here. No? 20s are supposed to be the most productive years of your life. To be honest, it benefits me, personally speaking, it benefits me if you're stuck in this cycle. But this will not be in the benefit of your country. As a misfitter, we need to think beyond I, beyond me, beyond myself. Isn't this what Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose taught us? If you think about it, he had cleared ICS in 1920. I think he was 23 when he did that. The British Empire recognized his intellect. But he recognized something else, his duty. He walked away. He walked away from the comforts of a secure future. He renounced the ICS. In his words, he wanted to dedicate his life not to a career, but to a cause. And that is exactly what he did, and what a cause that was. He had everything at the age of 23: privilege, power, respect, prospects, giving it all away because he thought of something larger than himself. So let's bring this back to where we are here right now. We often say this, that UPSC is service to the nation. But are we now serving our nation with this concurrent theme of appearing, reappearing, reappearing? Are we preparing for this examination, or are we just hiding inside this examination? Now, did I change your minds? Give it up. Our country needs us, and we can serve this beautiful country in many ways. We have to understand one thing: civil services is only one of the many, many ways. That's the beauty of 21st century. Please do not ever measure your self-worth basis whether you're able to crack one examination or not. We gave it everything we've got, but we should also learn to stay open to other careers, other prospects. Audible? No audible? Just imagine if Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was just an IAS officer. He would have been collected somewhere. You would have forgotten about him, his legacy. We need to keep our vision larger than any designation. I do not want misfitters to be just test takers. I do not want misfitters to be just exam takers. We need to be nation makers. And we do not build a nation just in civil services. We can build a nation in politics, in media. Most importantly, in the 21st century, when we are launching new businesses. Think about how many lives you would transform if you're running your own business, employing so many people, paying taxes, contributing to India's economy, impacting so many lives. All of that is possible. The soul of a nation long suppressed should find utterance. Up until now, any thoughts, anyone? So one thing is clear: if you are missing the cutoff by, let's say, 20 marks, 30 marks, I don't think you should prepare for civil services. You will waste your time. Precious hours is what you will waste. You'll waste your life. But yeah, if you were very close to the list, and I can sense that many of you even cleared the GS paper one, but somehow could not work it out things in CSAT, we may give it a shot, but with some caveats. But before I talk about those caveats and the things thereafter, any questions, anyone? I think I saw one hand that was raised. Yes, Imanshu.
Yes, sir, I resonate with your idea, but what I feel is we all have a very different starting line. Like when I was wondering about what I should do as a career, so I know that I wanted to be an officer, but UPSC, I got to know about UPSC very like in the early phase of my graduation because I come from a family of farmers. To me, the most accessible way is this because I do not have a very middle class background where we can have that academic roots, but I just knew that in my ecosystem the people only understand one thing, that being in the bureaucracy you can do something very good, because I do not have that large background of like in academia or any parents who are working. No, I don't have that background, so I resonate completely with you, but I don't know how to transform from that to a new form.
Okay. So a friend of mine, I'll just tell you one thing. It's a sidetrack a bit from what I had in mind. So a friend of mine became an IFS officer. Okay. And his mother's dream was simple, that he should become a thanedar. That was the vision of her mother, of his mother, that he should become a thanedar. And but he went on to crack civil services, became IFS officer. It took her mother some time to realize that perhaps IFS is better than being a thanedar. And this is not just one story, there are many such incidents. See, your parents will realize what you're doing in life. There will be a little bit of inertia, but over time they will realize what you're doing in life. But I'll come back to your question and we'll discuss this, I think, in the next few minutes. Roger?
Hi, sir. Sir, first of all, thanks a lot for um, almost like absolutely everything. And this is not just me just doing this because I have to do it. I genuinely mean it from my heart, uh, as all of us. Talking about the experience, I think it was good. It was great. But I kind of am at the same question that I was at a year ago, which is in my case that whether I should prepare it full time or not. So throughout this 1 year, I had faced a lot of challenges which really impeded my growth as a student preparing for for the services. After the examination, I gave it my best shot. Things went how they were supposed to be, but um, like since the past 14 days, since the last 2 weeks, I'm just contemplating whether I should leave the safety net and get back to my home. My parents, my father thinks otherwise. He's also in the government. He has also appeared for the exam, cleared it, but he advises me against it because he used exactly the same words, that it's a 100 marker poker. Things may go your way, things may not go your way. You can't do absolutely anything about any of the stage of the results. He wants me to basically prepare with the job, take all that struggle. But what I have personally faced with the job is that I have kind of gotten uh, very, you can say, lonely, or I generally just do three things throughout my day, and that is actually working out for me, but it is making me like silent throughout the whole day, and um, I've kind of changed a lot while preparing with the job. So maybe if you can comment upon that.
I can comment on that if I can
Yep.
learn more about your job. What is this job?
Okay. So I work at a bank. So what I do
Which bank is this?
basically is
Your bank's with
ICICI
JP
Bank.
Morgan. Okay.
No, yeah. So I work in the digital channels department, where I look after the online processes of whatever is happening at the backend. So if you go on the app, if you apply at anything, whether we have to increase the customer retention, whether we have to do
Got
the
it. I get a basic idea.
marketing.
I
Yeah.
get the
So
basic idea.
yeah,
Now, my question is, why are you in this job? Is it for the money?
absolutely. Just for the money,
For the money?
not for anything else. Yeah. It's so money is not the most important priority for me. It will be if I don't have it, definitely. But largely, the case is that it makes me explore. Like I got this job after the college, so I just decided to go on with it and try what it is. In between, I started studying for this exam and decided that I will stay with this job. So it's been
Okay,
2 years, and
got it.
here I am. Yeah.
Duly noted. I'll talk about it. Soumya?
Yes, sir. So you mentioned that someone who's, ranging between like 20 marks off cutoff should probably pivot. I think I was a little around like 10 to 15 marks off it. So I've just been very disappointed by that actually, like GS paper one. Like I feel like I was internalizing things, I was doing everything that we discussed, but I'm just very mad at myself that I'm so off the cutoff, like the Zoom cutoff. So I don't know, like I feel like I do should give it another shot. I really want to, but like you also said the same thing, and I'm just like really, really scared. Like what I don't know what I did wrong exactly, but that's what's been like very frustrating, and I don't know like what to do.
Okay. So you need to gauge your preparation levels for now. How confident are you? How much do you know about civil services? So there are a few promises that you've got to make. One promise is clear that you will not make UPSC a 5-year plan. It is ludicrous. There is absolutely no need for you now to be sitting at your home, dedicating 10 hours every day to revise and re-revise the same books or same videos. No one should do it. Promise one. None of you will study for more than 4 hours per day. If you're preparing for the examination, little chilled out about it, at least until September. Spend 2 hours on your optional, 2 hours on your GS. Not more. Why? The reason is you are already done with your syllabus once. You just need to stay connected with the syllabus for now. Only just a few months before the prelims, you will get back into the game. Now, the real question is, what do you do with other hours? 4 hours, civil services, 8 hours sleep, or 7 hours sleep. I still have 13 hours left. 1 hour, let's say, you play a sport. 1 hour, meet friends, girlfriends, whosoever you want to meet. What will you do with the rest of the hours? My advice is you need to build new skill sets. You need to build skill sets that may take you beyond UPSC. You need to build skill sets, even if you crack UPSC, appear for the interviews. Certain skill sets will make you a better policymaker, a better leader, a better administrator. If you have the exposure of how world works outside the UPSC bubble. And if for some reason you do not crack this, these skill sets will give you a leverage to create an impactful life anyway. You should not be dependent on a single exam to validate your potential. So these skill sets should go beyond UPSC. Of course, for 4 hours, you're dedicating for your preparation if you're aiming for 2026. But you should not be confined to your home anymore. You've already done a lot of hard work. It will not go to waste if you're reappearing again. But do not make this a 24/7 job. You need to learn skill sets that will make you a better politician. Perhaps meet people who will help you become politicians. You need to learn skill sets that will make you better management consultants, product managers, skill sets that may help you launch new businesses, skill sets that may help you become part of communities where you can grow and thrive these businesses together. I'm not saying that you should go out and look for jobs, because that itself is a training process. If you are still thinking of writing the examination 2026 and basis the number of hands and basis, by how many marks missing the cutoff, majority of you would want to reappear. Market is down, I agree. Not stock market. Stock market is up. Not sure today what's happening. It's down today, Tanmay, because of the war. Time to invest. I'm not very bullish on Indian markets. So you need to build skill sets beyond UPSC. You need to learn how to communicate your ideas effectively. You need to understand what is marketing, what is business development, what are business models. You need to be exposed to real world frameworks that may drive companies, movements. Right now, I don't urge you to look out for jobs. It's a training process. And even if you get a job, it may not directly help you in your preparation. The reason is with office comes office politics, and that will drain your energy. So if you are in that early stage, not struggling with money, you need to focus on building skill sets. How many of you have heard this quote? I love this quote. It is wrongly attributed to Lincoln, but whatever the quote is, it's good. That if I'm given 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. This year should be all about sharpening the axe. Sharpen it. Sharpen it with diligence, patience, support system. And it is in this context we are launching Subhash Chandra Bose Fellowship. It's a 1-year, highly intensive, future-focused program. And it is designed to transform the way you think, work, and collaborate. So the purpose is to think beyond UPS in this context. Learn things at the intersection of business, media, technology, social impact. Learn how startups work. What is product thinking? What is marketing, branding, strategy? What is business development? Not just that, you need to learn how to communicate effectively. People don't know how to communicate. They think English is the way to communicate. And I want to ensure that whosoever become part of the 1-year program, they also get to interact with many entrepreneurs, creators, journalists, policy experts, and build a community perhaps to now launch more robust plan B with requisite skill sets. And one thing I would want, we are still in the early phase of onboarding the advisors, but we want to design it for a 1-year fellowship route so that it also enhances your CV. Because whether you like it or not, it becomes important when you are appearing for your UPSC interview. And the learnings here could be leveraged in your UPSC mains and the interviews. And if not, the Subhash Chandra Bose Fellowship, join any other fellowship. But do engage and learn things beyond civil services this year. That's my request. This is for those who have already spent their time preparing for civil services and know the syllabus. They don't have to prepare for more than 4 to 5 hours on daily basis. And there are innumerable good fellowships out there. Consider joining them. Would be a worthy investment. But my personal goal coming out of Bose Fellowship would be that each one of you will perhaps become a better journalist, may perhaps enter politics, may launch your own companies, perhaps own parties before 2028 elections. Of course, some of you will join those low-level jobs of consulting and product management. But I genuinely want Bose fellows to be working at the executive, the legislature, the media, and launching things, building things. One very important point here is we are making only misfitters eligible in the phase 1. Currently, we have not opened this up for the outside audience. Our website is still not published. We have not clicked the published button yet. There will be rigorous selection, and of course, it will be at the industry benchmark because we have to invest a lot of capital into it. But misfitters are only eligible in the phase 1. I can see there, I think there are 2 people who are not misfits. You will not be eligible to apply. So if there is non-misfitter attending this session for some reason, no eligibility. I know each one of you very well. So if you are interested, we will be taking in enrollments and applications until 12 p.m. IST today. You just need to do 2 things. Number 1, you need to write a 200 word essay on why do you want to become a Bose fellow. That's 1. And secondly, what is your dream of India? 200 words. And send this along with your name to bosefellowship@gmail.com. BOSE, Bose, fellowship@gmail.com. I honestly do not care which college you went to. I'm not asking for your CV. I do not care your titles. What are the brands on your CV? Those things do not matter in the real world. Those things are just for gatekeeping. Just those polished appearances. I know many idiots who have gone to Harvard and have done nothing substantial in life. I want this to be building it for real people. Those who are willing to learn, grow, and take initiatives, regardless of their background. So phase 1, which is only misfitters are eligible, it's a scholarship round. Deadline is 12 p.m. IST. This is the only phase where applicants will be considered for scholarships. Anyone who may apply in phase 2 or phase 3, I'm being honest, we will open up for phase 2 and phase 3. They will not be given the same scholarship opportunity. And the reason is we want to reward early applicants. These are the people who act not because of external validation. Okay, so please send it across before 12 p.m. IST. You will find no information about Bose Fellowship anywhere, at least until the next week when we open up the phase 2. I'm still talking to people, interviewing people, still finalizing our board of advisors, and you will get more clarity only after a week. And that is when we will open the fellowship for the rest of the world. And when that happens, it gets competitive and we have limited bandwidth. The entire fellowship will be live only weekend program. So that it does not matter whether you're a working professional or a PhD student, you all can attend it safely, not on weekdays. Clear? Himanshu, what's your question?
Sir, I could not hear what you asked for that, like the essay. Can you repeat because my network was not good at that
Yes,
time?
2 things. Number 1, so this will be 200 words each. Number 1, why do you want to become Subhash Chandra Bose Fellow 2026? And number 2, what is your dream of India? And the dream of India will not be for 2049. It will be for 2029. Okay. That's one. Could be Bose Fellowship, could be any other thing, but please do things beyond UPSC preparation now. For all those who have done the syllabus once, we will meet again before prelims, we will meet again for mains, before interviews. But I really want you to grow beyond UPSC preparation. You need to learn the art of conjectures in a much broader way. You need to learn about the markets. You need to learn about how to analyze private companies, hedge funds. I want you to analyze how things are happening in the world of AI. You need to learn what are business models. You need to learn how to raise capital, how to raise money for your own ventures. I want you to learn what is marketing, the real one. Tanmay?
Sir, yes, thank you. You have repeated the 200-word essay topics. Could you also repeat the email to
Yes,
be
it is
sent it?
bosefellowship@gmail.com.
Got it.
BOSE,
Thank you.
bosefellowship@gmail.com.
Thank you.
I will take all your questions in the end also. Like I said, no information is available. I will be here with you all throughout. And I'll be honest, we're still building Bose Fellowship. There are so many things we may add. There are many things that we may delete from the program. Promise two is that you all have to finish your optional preparation latest by September, in a way that you're getting beyond 310 in whatever optional that is. Because in September, and starting September, we'll be launching Bose Fellowship. Additionally, is there anyone who is thinking of doing an MBA or MPP program from, let's say, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, Wharton? These days, Harvard would be much easier to get in. Okay, there are some of you. My request from each one of you would be, please wrap up your GRE or GMAT preparation by September. Okay, so optional plus GRE plus GMAT, whatever that is, GRE/GMAT, and get a decent score and get done with it. Your scores will be valid for 5 years. Because through Bose Fellowship, you will also get unique edge in further refining your applications. I'm also thinking of introducing capstone in the fellowship. That is what I'm thinking. So clear? Promise one would be think beyond UPSC, dedicate 4 to 5 hours on daily basis. But after that, learn new skill sets beyond UPSC, things beyond UPSC. Promise two, wrap up your optional plus your GRE/GMAT by September. September, will be starting with the fellowship. Phase 1 application is only for risk takers, and that is why only misfitters are eligible. Phase 2, phase 3 will be for the conformers, those who follow the trend. And in my mind, I have huge respect for those who are risk takers. And you have seen how we reward the risk takers. They will eventually be the one who will rule the world. Neither you took the risk of quitting the civil services. Okay. Anyone else? Any other question? Because now I will be opening up for all kinds of questions that you may have. Because I know that things would not have been easy. Yes, Ashan.
Sir, this is something that I asked you last year also at a similar situation, and I decided that I was UPSC again last year because I was missing the cutoff by 2 to 3 marks. Now this year I worked upon all of that. I'm scoring 100 plus in GS and everything, but I missed out on CSAT. And now this is a repeated question to you, but I am not sure if I should even think about appearing for UPSC again and giving 1 year to the entire process and again staying in this zone of uncertainty. Or should I finally decide to pivot, either look into academia or MBA or something else.
Okay. See, to answer your question, I don't know how. I do not know how well versed you are with the MBA preparation journey. That journey in itself should be around 2 to 3 years. I'll tell you how. Be it MBA or MPP. Number one, you've got to get a good score, GRE, GMAT, whatever that score is. You have to dedicate time for your applications. You have to then ensure that you have recommendations in order. In some cases, you will also be appearing for interviews. That cycle itself is of 1 year duration. And there are many who may not even sail through that cycle. And even if you sail through that cycle, once you are in the campus for 2 years, after having invested upward of 1 crore rupees, that was the fees when I was in. I think now because of the exchange rate scenario, things would have been much murkier. You need to also think of ways and means to get a job in a new country, in a new foreign land. And that too with your own passport. And stringent visa regimes. So I will tell you one thing that, grass will always look greener on the other side. And the reason is it's fertilized with bullshit. So again, my advice would be to Ishan, to anyone, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Do multiple things at one go. We have almost a year right now for the next attempt. Keep that in the segue. At the same time, start building your own profile. Start learning skill sets. Figure out your own folks who may recommend you. Get a decent GRE GMAT score. Do things. Move. We've all heard the story of a donkey in one of our previous sessions. Okay, so do not put all eggs in one basket. Make sure that you are hedging it this time around. And another thing I would say is that, and which it pains my heart, that prelims examination, sadly, the way it is structured in India, it is a mass scale elimination, and we all know this. There's a high likelihood with your level of preparation, if you reappear again tomorrow, you might end up clearing it. You don't know, you can clear it. So there is an element of luck, there's an element of risk, and that's there in every scenario. There are so many stories of folks who failed the examination multiple times. If you look at their profile, you will realize they failed all the time during prelims. But when they cleared prelims, they also got the rank. So do not put in all the eggs in the basket of, let's say, private sector, nor do the same for entirely UPSC. Be rational, learn skill sets, build community, live a good, healthy life, meet new people, make new mentors, and proceed. Does this answer your question, Nishan? Do you have a follow-up? I have all the time in the world today for all of you, so you can ask me all the questions. I will not be Ashraf Ghani. I want to be Zelinsky today. Go on, Nishan.
Yeah, sir,
And by the way,
a
all questions
follow-up
that
to,
you are asking, they will benefit others also. I know some of you are
yeah,
introverts, so don't be shy of asking questions.
sir, a part follow-up, which might be totally personal in my case, but
Mhm.
about the passport thing that you said. So I come from a privilege where I can change my passport to a Portuguese one because my grandfather used to live in the, my father has been born on a Portuguese territory. My entire family comes from a Portuguese colony. So I have that privilege of being able to shift or something like that.
How good is your
So
Portuguese?
I have never uh, very weak,
Sorry?
but my Portuguese is very weak, but I can learn in everything.
But the thing is, again, is Europe a good market to work? How are things in Europe? Europeans are running away from Europe. There are mass exodus happening from UK towards Dubai. Portuguese economy is in shambles.
Yeah.
Look
No,
at the
sir.
anger
What I
rising in
meant was,
Italy. Mhm.
yeah. So the thing is, I have few relatives who've done this. They've just taken the citizenship, gotten into a good school in Europe or in America or something like that, and then worked anywhere else in the world. So I have a relative who uh, changed their
So,
citizenship
but when did they
this
do that? That's my question. When was the
three
time
years
frame?
back. 3 years
Okay.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, because today, even for a European citizen, if they are studying at Harvard or Wharton or wherever, it's not easy to get a good job in US. And when you are doing your MBA from US, ideally you would want to work in the US. Of course, you can go to schools in Spain and perhaps work around ways to work in Europe somewhere. And changing passport, it's a very personal thing, Ishan. I do not know how to advise you there. It depends on many, many things that you value in life. You may stand for in life. Okay, so it's totally your call. It's not my call. And of course, Portuguese passport, from all metricist standpoint, is a very powerful passport. I will not deny that. Okay, so you have that envious position. So take your call. Yes, Soumya.
So I actually was attending the main sessions that you are conducting. Uh, so I just was like confused by like how you mentioned to schedule my day. Should I focus on that, or should I also keep on continuing with just attending the sessions?
Yeah, so see the thing is, for mains session, I will do. Okay, so for mains session, misfitters don't do much work. I do a lot of work because I have to check their copies. I will check their essays. I'll give them feedback. So that takes a lot of time from my end. But if you're eligible to attend it, free of cost, attend it because I don't know if you'll get the opportunity next time. Okay, but make the best use of it. And my assumption, Soumya, is that you're already done with optional in a pretty good way. So use it to up your game in main so that whenever you crack prelims, no excuses left that you will be seeing your name in the list. That's the goal. I don't know if this was a very interesting definition of luck, right? When preparation meets opportunity, that's luck. So keep on preparing whenever opportunity shows. Give your best. So continue to attend main session. I think tomorrow Daisy is conducting the ethics class. Uh, prepare ethics in a way that you're scoring 130 plus in ethics. Prepare essay in a way that you are topping all the scores. Seems very for optional. Hamshini.
So I actually have my plan B and plan C set because last time also I was still thinking if I should give my UPSC or not. So the main reason why I still want to attempt is because I know that if I clear prelims, I will definitely see my name in the PDF because I've done so much for mains and for interview as well. Even before I did join for Misfits, because I did really a very exhaustive like research and all of that. So my problem is that every time I sit for mains, I always miss it by a mark or two. Like it's never more than one question or two questions that I have to get. So in spite of doing everything, I feel like there is something that I'm missing. Not just luck, but there is something that I'm not doing that the people that clear prelims are doing, and I have no idea how to figure that out. I think this question probably a lot of people also have the same kind of question, but I don't know how to find what I'm missing.
Hamshani, think about this. You're missing the cutoff by 1 mark or 2 mark. I think 1 mark is what you mentioned for the last year. Something similar this time around. You're doing everything correct. You're doing everything correct. I know this is not the ideal answer you should be getting, but that's the fact. 1 mark could be here or there. Skip a question, mark another option. You will sail through. And so many have done that. We have to accept one fact, it's a mass scale elimination. That's the reality. Prelims is a mass scale elimination. This was suppose ideally, prelims was a filtration stage. So that only serious candidates say right means. But idiots in the UPSC Bhavan, they have not changed the pattern. They have not looked at the data set of questions. They have not looked at the mass scale elimination logic behind it. So unfortunately, it's a mass scale elimination, not filtering it. All those who have missed the cutoff by 1 mark could have been those who could have seen their name in the list. Tina Dabi, she did not clear the cutoff for prelims, got first rank. Rukmani Riyar got the exact cutoff number, got second rank. You're doing everything right. But there are some things which are under our control. We did that very well. We'll again do it. We'll again do it. But there are some things which are not in our control. Sometimes, life teaches us the hard way. But I don't want, again, Hamshini, to just keep on repeating the cycle. Dedicate 4 hours for your preparation. Do that like a stoic. And for the rest of the hours, work and engage in something else. Just grow in life. Do not confine yourself to that echo chamber of UPSC. We will do that closer to your prelims. You may do that closer to your mains. But right now we have a lot of time. I think your optional was not prepared. You skipped many lectures. Now is the time you dedicate, rewatch those episodes. Make detailed notes. So that whenever you have the opportunity, there is no excuse left. The minute you see your name in the list of clearing prelims, you should know this is my year. Clear? Jeremy? Cannot hear you, Jeremy. Not audible. Let's fix the audio and then we can come back. Nashita?
So, sir, I just want to say that last year when I gave the prelims, I just did not study at all. I just went there and just attempted the paper, and I thought, why is this the benchmark? And then this year, I did not do. I just did the lectures on the website, and went there, and the paper was so easy. I sat there and thought, this is like so easy for me, especially economics, and I'm like, I just want to give another year because I know my optional was not prepared. And even if I had cleared the cutoff, I probably would have not cleared mains. And the point is that I don't want to spend another year just not doing anything else. I want a change and I want to learn something new. I have a master's, but I don't see any scope in it. So maybe I want to try
There's a
something.
reason why we're not asking for your CV and your college degrees in Bose fellowship. Because we know how you are taught in your undergraduate schools. Even in master's program, barring IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and the ISBs, the pedigree, the kind of content that you're being taught, ridiculous. Okay, go on.
I just think that I want to take some time off. I I've been living like a 13-year-old boy for the past 2 weeks, just like watching TV shows and playing tennis all day. Uh, but I think now I'm more clear that I don't want to stay at home anymore. I want to do something. So I'm going to go forward with that and go, like you said, just dedicate some time and then look at the bigger picture as well.
Absolutely. Good. Enjoy some time. But also by September, have this goal in mind that you will, if you are appearing for civil services again, get a good, decent GRE GMAT score just on the side. It's eligible for 5 years, valid for 5 years, and wrap up your optional at least once, whichever you're picking up. If it's PSIR, then the good thing is 80% of your GS preparation is already done. So for PSIR folks, you can delay it. You can do it until October or November. But if it's a very specific subject, wrap it up by September. Tanmay, what happened? How are you doing?
For the first try, not good. But so this was my like second attempt, right?
Why is this cracking? Is it my internet?
I have done what I could for prelims. I think it could be my internet. There is no electricity here. Should I try after some time?
No, I can hear you now. Go on.
Okay. So I did all I could for prelims. Even my mains is sorted. So I will be giving another attempt, but I don't want to sit at home and do it. Of course, I will be applying for the Bose fellowship. But other than that, would you suggest I also apply for Indian public policy schools or give CAT this year? Because those are the only good options that I see. Because
No,
I don't, I'm a civil.
I want you to first go through the Bose Fellowship and then rejig your mind. I would ideally want Bose Fellows to be then, and things will improve. Would want you all to be going to Harvard and Wharton and Stanford, not confining to your Indian schools. Additionally, I know it's a very wrong thing to say, but I want you to grow and thrive and come back to India and contribute meaningfully. The schools in India, barring a few schools, they are not worthy schools. And some of you will have this misconception that it's expensive to study in the US. Very expensive. So allow me, give me some time. Let me see if we can build some partnerships with some universities. Even if that does not happen, there are many scholarship opportunities. And I'll be happy to guide some of the Bose fellows in terms of how can you better maximize your chances. But that journey itself is a 1 year journey, Tanmay. Okay, so for now, just have some things in order. A decent GRE score, fellowship, which will go on to show as a work experience also, and continue with your preparation for civil services. Muskan?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Okay, so after the prelims paper and before the answer keys came out from various institutions, I was like very hopeful that I'm still in the energy. So I was thinking of preparing for my optional starting, and the one that I have picked, I did not study it in my undergrad, like not as a core subject though, but it was there, which is history. However, I came across so many issues on there were so many technical issues. I spent a whole day just coordinating, the videos are not loading. So I could not even do the medieval bit. I finished ancient. I could not do the medieval and I skipped directly to like a modern and stuff. And even then there were many issues and I found that it's just I'm not able to find that interest. So now I'm conflicted if I should change my options to CSIR.
That would be a single greatest decision. No, I think you should pick an optional subject, which is the one that you love. Like I've told you, I absolutely loved politics. I loved international relations. I loved philosophy. I love economics, and PSIR beautifully intertwined all those things. So yeah, you can apply directly for PSIR. I think we'll be having our what do you call it? Batch will be beginning from 15th, 25th June onwards. So until then, just click on the scholarship link and then apply from there. Okay, don't pay the full price. So we have partnered with HitPay as a platform. You can use that, and yeah, happy to have you in. Tanmay?
Oh, I got my turn so early this time. I thought I'll be waiting a while. I thought.
You're doing what?
So I did not check how many people had their hand raised. I thought I was gonna wait for a while and listen to people still speak about their questions and everything. Uh, it so my question basically is about you say that 20s are the time when the golden years when you're supposed to be being most productive in your life. My 20s are almost over now, so that brings me to the point of thinking of what I should be doing. I got into UPSC very late. I started when I was about 27, 26, 26 actually. And well, now, of course, I'm going to apply for Bose fellowship because I understand that it's a brilliant opportunity to expand my horizons as well as learn new things. Because right now, because of UPSC, my social circle is almost it's negligible. I have not had communication with, like people say they have so many people they go out and play with. I do not have that many people around me. But that is exactly why I wanted to ask you, because I see you guiding everyone who is fairly young and they are still, new into UPSC and they have so many years ahead of them in their 20s. How do I move on? Because I definitely, excuse me, but our ideas align. I do want to do something for this country. I'm not going out of this. I'm not leaving this one behind. Uh, so I am not planning to do any courses outside. However, that brings me to the dilemma of what exactly am I doing then? Am I just nibbling and just squibbling on little bits and pieces
Okay.
everywhere here and there? I'm confused about
Let me
that.
tell you one thing. This line that I will not do any course from outside, MBA or MPP, I don't think that's a. Okay, I can come back to you, then just a second. This line I want you to think about. Um, Personally speaking, I think everyone should experience a global education. It will widen your horizon. There's a reason why Jawaharlal Nehru became Jawaharlal Nehru. Perhaps UK had a role to play. Same story with Gandhi ji. Same story with Manmohan Singh ji. Same story with Shashi Tharoor ji. So I will not give that right-wing statement that you should not go abroad and get educated. But I will again tell you, none of you will go to useless universities abroad. Right now, you may think, can you all hear me well? Yes? Right now, you may think it's an easy way out. Let me try my luck out, study at any Tom, Dick, and Harry university. I will not advise you this because I will never advise my younger sibling this. I would want my younger sibling to, if he or she is going to a university abroad, I would want them to go to Ivy League University. Despite of the fact whatever nonsense Modi ji has said or right-wing folks have said about those universities, those are good universities where you learn good skill sets. Of course, you can pick and choose what you want to learn. But that journey is not easy. It takes time. And you will realize this when we move ahead in the Bose Fellowship journey. It may take a couple of years for you to even be ready to apply to those universities. Right now, even if you apply, that application process itself is expensive. You will face rejections. You will lose upward of 1 lakh rupees in just applications. So apply whenever we are ready for it. Okay, so for now, have a plan, have a midterm, long-term plan. Long-term will never work, but still have a plan. But midterm, UPSA is there. But if that does not work out, I have a plan B. I will leverage this plan B, use this to perhaps learn skill sets, launch my businesses, be part of politics, be part of media, use that again to craft a good story and get into a good university abroad, and thereafter perhaps work with the UN or World Bank or IMF. It will not be a linear line like UPSC, but it will be a very fun, exciting line. Okay, so don't be worried about the fact that you just doing one course, second course, third course, not moving ahead in life. Have a plan in place, but do not be anxious. Don't be anxious. Aditya, how are you?
Good evening, sir. It's been a very long time since I've come face to face addressing you on a
And
Google
also,
Meet.
I need to say this out loud that many of the misfitters, they're also getting married. And none of them are inviting me to the wedding. They just message me that we just got married. So please make a note. And then when you get married, just send me an invitation. I'll be there. Love to be there. Go on, Aditya.
So I wanna address some issues that I've been through this entire 2-year journey with you and Misfits. First and foremost, it was transformative because many things happened. As I said, as you started, now it's a full circle. A lot of things changed, a lot of things were exposed to. I learned a lot. I had to learn a lot of things. I had to change the way I look at things. But here I am again. It was my second attempt. My first attempt, I was way off the cutoff, maybe 20, 30 marks off. This time it was maybe 15 to 10 marks. But mm, during this past 1 year, I was supposed to be done with my optionals and be ready for my mains, but I could not because I had a lot of personal family issues going through, a lot of unexpected deaths, and me not recovering through them emotionally. Uh, Also, during this time, I was also preparing for my CMA US. It's a professional certification. So I invested quite a lot of money there. So I chose to look for the optionals and rather try to crack that examination. I cracked those two examinations, but I could not crack the prelims. All these years, whenever I was ready for something, my parents were not skeptic of if I would be able to pass it or not. But after this year's prelims, I went with my father, and he asked me if this is what I want to do one more year. He has never asked me this question when I was doing my chartered accountancy course. Right, I'm a final student. I had failed many a times during the foundation and intermediate papers, but he had never asked me that. But this was the first time he asked me that. The uncertainty was there in his eyes. Ki, is my son going to waste another year behind this? He said, I had this in plan before Misfits that I had to also complete my ACCA certification. So right now, if I speak to my dad and I say that I will be also doing my ACCA, they would be happy that in case I do not clear prelims again, I'll at least have a backup ACCA going on. But the reality is, I think I want to give one last year, 2026, for the whole. Otherwise, I kind of feel guilty that I'm not doing justice to what you have given me these 2 years. So please help me get rid of these cloudy thoughts.
So I don't know. I think that's why we had this session. I want you to think more about this. And the reason is you yourself are not very clear on what you want. I may tell you one thing, you may be blown away by that. I want you to make up your own mind. And we can again reconnect in the networking of nights in future. Okay? But I want you to think more so that you're much more structured also in your question. So I see many hands raised, so I'll take all your questions. These could be around anything. Could be around Bose Fellowship if your further questions could be around giving up on UPSC, could be around MBAs abroad, could be around anything. So don't, could be about PSIR, could be around GS. So what I'll do is I'll take all your questions at one go so that all questions are addressed. I'll make a note of those questions and then I'll start answering it. Okay. So let's start first with Jyotsna.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. So, sir, I'm very clear about the fact that I want to give this exam once again because I had just started my journey with you in January and I could see the difference. The only doubt where I'm having is that in the question paper, like I discussed earlier as well, I was making a lot of factual questions error. So, like, I was forgetting facts. So, that is the place where I'm thinking whether uh, am I like, is my brain working like that, or can I like not do it? So, that is one thing that I would like to know. And I mean, obviously, the second question was about what to do because I want to do something else as well, and I would be applying for the fellowship for sure because that excites me. But again, one thing in that also, sir, is that I feel that for now, I started thinking about UPSC in somewhere 2023 end, and I was of the same thought that I can't just whip myself in a box and just do this. And I had been doing a lot of things. I had been playing sitar, I had been doing dance performances, I had been going for like different things. And now I feel that should I just calm down because I feel that it hasn't been working for me? That would be my second question. And the third question would be I just heard Soumya talking. So I don't know whether the mains classes have started or, has the group been made because I haven't been added. So I just wanted to confirm that.
Okay. Duly noted. Amidos, what's your question?
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Sir, I started my preparation last year and I had dropped my job. I was working in data science for like 3 years. And I was clear about one thing that I want to measure myself by creating an impact and not being at XY package. But that was the direction that I was headed in that life. So my first question is that now when I quit my job, I I knew I wanted to make an impact, but I did not know how. So UPSC was like one of the options, and I also like had a idea for a startup, and it has been nudging me for a long time now. It was also in the education sector, so I did not start working on it, not significantly. I might have just jotted down my thoughts or something, but it constantly keeps nudging. Now I have not cleared prelims by I think 2 or 3 marks. uh, I think my preparation is at a good level and I can go through the exam next time. But what the issue I think would be that I don't know. Like now I'm going to have to get a job because I've run out of my savings, so I need to get back there. I'll try to find a meaningful one and not just for the money because I know that will not work. And the second thing, I think with the job, I can only either prepare for civil services or go for the startup. Uh, and I'm really confused about those two. And also, sir, one more question.
Mhm.
That would be regarding the optional. Sir, I've completed. The optional that I took was for literature of Punjabi language, and I have gone through the syllabus. I was not thorough with it, but I have gone through the whole syllabus. And but my love, my heart is with polity, with PSIR. That is my favorite subject, and that is the content that I watch all day along. So I'm really confused there. Literature of Punjabi languages, sir, that is a easier. That is very easy as I've gone through the syllabus and I've read the previous year questions. PSIR, I think, would be harder, but I think it would be a bit easier to prepare because this time around I couldn't even attend the lectures because they were so boring, and I ended up just preparing from the PDFs that I got.
What boring lectures from
Those two
literature?
questions. Literature for Punjabi language. I
Okay.
joined someone's course, and I just couldn't even sit through the lectures because he was just narrating what was written in the PDF, and there was no
Okay.
we were not allowed to have conversation.
So I think it's clear. I think so. We initially faced a lot of issues with storage and bandwidth for PSIR, and therefore we stopped taking the admissions. So it's now open again, and we'll be meeting on 25th June. I think the batch starts. So where we'll discuss how to proceed with the preparation. So if the seats are available for the scholarship one, apply through scholarship. Okay, so it will be available on the website. Uh, and I'm seeing this term called going through the syllabus multiple times, going through the syllabus of optional. Going through syllabus for the optional will not take more than 1 day. Got to properly analyze all the questions that have been asked for past 10 years. And you've got to engage into that practice at that length until September. Then on 2nd September, if I ask you a random question from XYZ paper for your optional, you can within 30 seconds write an answer. That's what I want. Okay. Dhananjay?
Hello, sir. Good evening. Sir, I've like given enough
All of
time
you, before
for.
asking question, will also tell me how are they doing. Go on, Dhananjay.
Yes, sir. I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm
The
okay.
mustache suits
So
you, by the way.
yeah, thank you, sir. So the question that I want to ask that I've already considered. I've already like think that I want to pivot, and I'm looking for. How do I say this? That I'm looking for like postgraduate in medicine, and the main question was that should I like consider joining Bose fellowship because I really want to like hone my skills. I want to learn other skills other than this medicine field, and I'm like really excited about this. And whenever I like you start an initiative, there is an impulse to like join it. So I'm like uh, 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 so for the postgraduate medicine, there is an exam, and I have to also prepare for that, and I have to dedicate like 4 hours per day. I mean that would be enough. So like, would it be a good idea to join post fellowship then? Because would it be like helpful in the medicine field?
Okay.
That is my question. Thanks.
Okay, so I'll address this. See, number one, I like this idea that you want to pivot and getting expertise in medicine. Which domain of medicine are you thinking, Dhananjay?
I'm doctor now, and I'm MD. I mean, they're like medicine, surgery, and I want to go in medicine, but like we have to give up PG
Got it.
entrance exam. Yes.
So it depends upon your rank you will be allotted, right?
Yes.
You could
Yes.
be given anything,
Actually,
anesthesia or whatever.
yes.
Okay. Okay. See, what I've realized is, so when I was in Dartmouth, there were many of my friends who were doing an MBA from Tuck School of Business, and at the same time, they were also wrapping up their MD from the Husserl School of Medicine. I think that's there in Dartmouth. And basis my conversations, and I also love this idea that today the field is also evolving. So if you are a doctor, great. But if you're a doctor who knows how to invest money, how to use that skill set to launch medtech startups, you know someone who can market it well, then perhaps you become a very valuable asset in that community. So from that standpoint, I think Bose Fellowship may give you critical skill sets. And not just that, it will also build a diverse peer network of like-minded people who are not from the field of medicine. So I think it's very nice. You combine the generalistic perspectives with the specialized education. That's marvelous. And I don't know if you want to work in consulting, but with your profile plus Bose Fellowship, I think you will have a good chance of getting into firms like, let's say, BCG or let's say Accenture, who want medical doctors to manage their practices. I'm not a big fan of consulting, by the way. If you want to get into it, great. And of course, fellowship will help. You will learn those hacks to crack cases, but I want you to build things. That's my goal. Pratik,
Yes, I sir.
how are you?
So devastated. But sir, last 4 months was like a fail for me. Okay. Means I just lost 7 years of my relationship due to the brain drain. Along with that my sister-in-law
Okay,
came
hold on.
from
I'm
the
curious about this. So you lost your 7 years relationship because of brain drain? I didn't get
lost
this.
means she left to the UK.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, lost means she left India. That's it.
All right.
Then my sister-in-law undergo from the abortion twice in last 6 months.
Mhm.
Along with that, our family is so involved that my father started drinking alcohol. Okay, and you teach me how to be a resilient in that situation, along with the prelim sessions. Okay, so along with that, I have started preparing for the UPSC in mid of November 25. So I just completed the GS syllabus along with that solved question paper as per your suggestions, but did not touch PSIR yet. Okay, and the second thing is that I have been working with Infosys. Okay, so just for the pop up with my financial problems and all, but I did not have any kind of interest in that job as I am socially more active. I just like to interact with people as I was GSN cultural head at my college level. So almost I'm 27 right now. So I'm just trying to give the MPSC exam, which will be in next 4 months. So what should I do? Because I just devastated, as like I said you before, sir.
See, regarding Infosys, even Naran Murthy would not like that job. So you're not alone. And staying in Infosys for career growth or even for income for a longer term could be a suicide. You will not grow. Salary will not grow. And they will fire you anytime. Are you on the bench or are you working on projects? Bench?
I was yes.
Are you loving the time then?
Yeah.
Okay, so use this time, get free salary, and continue with the way you've been preparing. You said that you have not touched your optional at all. So my advice would be by September, same story. Wrap it up. Watch all the episodes. There are 120 episodes. Watch it. Make notes. There's no other source needed. Okay. And regarding your personal calamities, I feel you. I empathize with you, and that's the best I could do. Eventually, you have to fight your own battles on your own. We can just have those comforting words. Everyone here is fighting battles, Pratik. Everyone. And very deadly battles. Losing, heartbreaks, that's, I agree, 7 years relationship, heartbreak could be concerning. But I think keep yourself busy doing productive things. Move ahead in life. As long as you're growing in life, moving forward, that will keep you sane. So do that. Alina, after you.
I said, thank you. I'm okay. I wasn't okay yesterday, but currently I am okay. So I had been working as a software engineer for 4 years, uh, regarding application of AI and sensors in autonomous vehicles. I worked in India, France, and UK. And after all this, I just needed a career shift or gear change. So I found my dream was to alleviate poverty among children. So I want to work for UNICEF. This is my dream, but I don't know how to achieve that. So I think backward, and I thought that UPSC would be a good option. So I came back to India, and at the first time, I wasn't able to give a proper prelims attempt because my time was very constrained there. But second attempt, I think I did a decent, honest attempt. My score was around 82, and I completed my optional also, and I have started a test series in optional. My optional was sociology, but I couldn't clear this time. So I'm ready to give one more year. But if I am losing next time also, I need a plan B or plan C. So I think it should be aligned with my plan for UNICEF, my dream. But I don't know how to mold myself to that aim. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my.
See, okay, good. See, one thing you should understand is plan B or plan C, it's not built immediately. The minute you fail the examination, let's move into plan B. That's not how it goes. It also takes time, like I told you. Even for an MBA application, it takes a couple of years. There are so many who have to appear, reappear for their GRE GMAT multiple times to get the desired score. They have to fix their applications multiple times. There are people who do this job of writing essays and applications, and they charge lakhs of rupees for that. So to put in that plan B also, it takes a year worth of effort. That is what I'm saying. Continue preparing for civil services 4 to 5 hours per day. But along with that, keep an eye out for your plan B. Plan B is enough, not plan C. And that plan B could be if you want to work in UNICEF, that's not plan B. It's you should figure out 20 such companies like UNICEF who are working in this domain, if that's what you want to work in. UNICEF is not the only organization working in this space. There could be JPAL, there could be Octus, could be anything. List down those 20 companies. List down the skill sets that are needed. List down the weaknesses that you have. Minimize your weaknesses, maximize your strength. Apply to those companies. And that process will also take time. Why? Because weaknesses identification and working on those weaknesses, it will take time. Regarding your optional preparation, good. If it's going well, great. And wrap it up by September. Now is the only time you will dedicate for optional. After September, once October, November kicks in, you will not feel like studying for optional. So do it right now. You will be in a very safe spot next May once you're done with the examination. Because next time when you crack prelims, do not miss that opportunity. I think Tanmay is here. Yes, Tanmay is here. He cleared the examination prelims last year. This time, see, could not crack it. And there's a high likelihood he could have cleared the mains and interviews. He's all set for it. So whenever you have the opportunity, make the best use of it. Right now, prepare for that opportunity. Focus on preparation. Myra?
Yes, so hello everyone, hello sir. My question was, I am not sure at this moment. Like, I know that I'll be appearing again next year, but I will be doing as you suggested. Like, I want to hone some other skills as well. So I was thinking of joining public policy schools, but then you said like I would be applying for the Bose fellowship. And am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
So, sir, I also applied for masters, but then something very weird happened. The I cleared for the written exam, but the date that it clashed with the prelims day. So I even wrote to the authorities, but I wrote many times, but there was no answer.
That is
I did
why,
not.
that is one reason. These idiots will teach you public policy who have no empathy. The problem is this only, and that is why I want you to, if you are appearing, want to build a career in public policy, you will be valued if and when you go to, let's say, Chicago, or Harris School of Public Policy, or Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, or if you're going to Columbia or Harvard, not in some random schools here in India. I know it's a wrong thing for me to say, but that's the reality. You'll be wasting your time, your money, your effort. To whosoever is going to become part of Bose Fellowship, no one, and make this a thing, no one will apply to Indian policy schools. If you are really serious about building a career there, we have to apply to good universities abroad, not here in India. And I am Bangalore, not a good policy school. It's a good business school. Same story with I am Ahmedabad, good business school. Only see so if you can attend these Indian schools only and only if you're getting into Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta for their MBA programs, and ISB Hyderabad. That's it. No other school. Otherwise, it's a compromised life. For a year, you will feel very happy that something is moving ahead in life. I'll get a paper degree. It's not worth it. It has zero value. And you already have a good undergraduate degree from LSR. Why ruin the brand? But I'm more concerned, Myra, what happened this time? Why couldn't we crack the examination?
Sir, I was very close. Like the journey also and the execution, I was very happy with the execution as well. I don't know if I missed it by a mark or two because I checked it through various institutes' answer keys as well. It was very close to the expected cutoff range, but I don't know. And I cleared the second paper also. That is for sure. And then I was just when I was analyzing the paper, the thing that you just told right now that just like I should have just missed answering this question, skipped this question, so all those things.
Okay. Think a lot about what went around this time around. I think your optional is sorted, Myra. So that's no worry. Let me also think what, because I was expecting your name this time around. Deepak, you have your life
Hello, now.
sorted. You are already in railways. So at least for a year, you will have the job.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I have also written on email. Actually, I wanted to, I have not cleared, but I want to appear like it is this year is it's months. So I have to go through that process. So what should I do? How should I prepare for ethics and other sometime gone through whole PSIR syllabus? So I want to just make that 22nd August is my mains. So in that way, I want to prepare. So
Okay.
how
No,
should I do?
first and foremost, don't do that. No need to exhaust yourself. If you have not cleared the examination, don't do it. My only advice, Deepak, in your case would be prepare for your optional paper that way. On 22nd August, you have your optional paper. you are preparing in such a manner that when you appear for the examination, you're scoring 320 plus. Just focus on optional for now. Do not waste your time with GS at this stage.
Sir, but I have one problem that I am not that much confident in essay and especially ethics paper.
That's my duty that we will do after your prelims are sorted. It will not take more than, what, 10 days for me to work around it. But what will happen is I want you then to write essays. I will check those essays. Right now, it's a meaningless exercise. I will also not be very much invested in you. Why? Because you're not writing mains anyway. We'll do this next year. But right now, focus on optional. Don't overcomplicate it and do not be burdened by such targets. Have simple, achievable targets right now. This is doable, optional. And in your case, I think you missed many lectures. Dedicate your time. Wrap up those episodes. Okay? Venkatesh?
Hello, sir. Sir, I have worked with Inadu News Media Organization for over 3 years in Telugu. Before joining, I thought I could do some meaningful work through journalism, but there the work was monotonous, not so exciting, and not rewarding also. So I've resigned there and I've been preparing for UPSC full time. But now I have to do a job, and the only work I get is content writing. And I'm not very much interested in joining vernacular media because there the work is not much exciting and not rewarding also. Here we only get around 30 to 40,000 per month. I don't want to do, but I have to do if at all. But I don't know what to do, sir. For joining in national media or in English channels, I have to upskill myself. But if at all, I might do that. Please suggest.
Okay. See, now I think I may have to wrap up the call also. Yeah, it's quite late. So I will address some of the questions that I have not addressed so far. So first was with Jyotsna, that she will give the examination in 2026 and she's facing issues with factual questions. And inability to solve factual questions is giving her brain a shock that is her brain working perfectly all right or not. See, I think the world that we live in, I think it's ludicrous that we are being tested for facts. But again, you can always learn facts through stories and you put a meaning into things. And that is what we have done, largely speaking, in our classes. There is a story in every class. And that is why you're able to learn facts. Were you in optional classes just now?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Okay. Okay, but even in GS also you've done the same story. So it's repetitions, connections, interconnections, linkages that will work. And more time you spend with the subject, better you will become with the factualities of it. So don't worry about that. Secondly, your question was mains classes have started, not added to that group. See, I think I did not do any selection. So one of my team member Aditya, he went through the list of who filled the form properly, videos were there or not, etc., etc. He sent us the Excel, and basis that selections were done. Okay, so if your thing was all sorted, then let me check. But if something was not in order, then perhaps we can't do much about it. So it was 100% scholarship. You can make a payment, but I will not advise you to make a payment now. Okay, no need, because you're not writing mains anyway. Okay, so let me see if we can see the list if everything was in order once again. But if something was not in order, then we can't do much. this is one thing that we had set. Okay, so hopefully you crack the examination next time and you will be added to the mains group. Okay, Amitos had a question that, yeah, Amitos, are you there? Yes, Amitos is here. So here a question that, two options. The first one is, I think I've sorted your optional query. That's one. The two options were that, if I take up a job, then I can either prepare for civil services or I can do a startup. Can you tell me what is this job?
Sir, I don't have a job right now. I'll be looking for one. I have a 3 years work in data science, experience in data science.
No. So launch a startup and prepare for UPSC. Do that simultaneously. Initially, you will not make much money, that's fine. But over time, it will compound. Why waste time searching for jobs at this stage? This is the time when you have to refine your skill sets. And I think you're missing the list by a couple of marks only this year. So you're so close. At least your basics are sorted. It will not take much time for you to revise those things. So please make sure that you're wrapping up your optional timely. That is important. And I like that attitude that I think Deepak had, that I'm assuming that 22nd August is my mains examination. I will attempt the optional paper and I will score 320 plus. Prepare with that idea. September onwards, we'll start the Bose Fellowship. Before that, wrap it up. The optional. Okay. Harsha, what's your question?
Yeah, hi Naman, can you hear me?
Yes.
Actually, I worked in Accenture for 3 years and I quit my job to start preparing for
What
UPSC.
work did you do in Accenture?
I was part of electronic trading risk management
Okay.
team. I worked for Bank of America. So after that, I had a lot of physical issues. Like I met with an accident. I had to be on bed rest for more than 90 days. So my 2023 attempt was gone. After that, for 2024 attempt I gave, that was a good one. Along, but I didn't clear it. But I cleared my Andhra State PCS, but I couldn't clear the mains. I cleared prelims, but I couldn't clear mains. This time, because of that Andhra State PCS, I couldn't clear UPSC. So I am in a dilemma whether to continue this or not, or should I be doing something or honing my skills?
Hold on. Are you already in services?
No.
You've not joined Andhra Pradesh PSC?
I cleared prelims, but I couldn't go through mains.
Got it. I thought you cleared the examination then. Okay.
No.
Yeah, so I hear you.
Last year too,
I hear you,
I
but
was down with another accident. I so I was on bed rest for again 60 to 70 days in 2024 as well.
okay. See, I hear you, and I understand the the dilemmas that you might be in, but I want to ask a broader question to everyone. Are you feeling better now after the session? Are you seeing some bit of confidence? I would rather want you to think at a macro level and use this opportunity to think about things that you are not able to discuss with your family or your friends. I think one person had a question. I think it was Tanmay. I think had a question. Not sure that he's at an age that now he does not have good friends. You will never have good friends. You will find partners for a movement. You will find like-minded people unlike-minded people who may disagree with you, but you will be united by a cause. We're in that age where a cause will unite us. That's it. And that is something that I want to build, be it through Misfits or be it through Bose Fellowship, as we proceed in that journey. So do not worry about friends. But now I'll take just one last question. Make it a broad question so that it benefits everyone, whosoever is asking this. Don't make it personal. Have a broad question that this is the issue and it should benefit everyone. The discussion on that question. Yeah, okay. I hope Shivani has that question. No, Shivani just unraised that hand. Okay, go on, Shivani.
No, I unraised because you asked it to be broad. So,
Okay, let's continue with your question and I'll come back to that.
uh, I mean, I had another perspective on the juggling part. So I've always been a working professional since I've been preparing for this examination. So somewhere there's a guilt in me. Okay, is it because I'm trying to do all these things? I don't have an option to leave because a financial stability is something I need to look after. So this is something, and at the same time, I'm not even able to go for an upskilling or for a few higher education because I want to continue this journey. I want to maintain my financial stability and also try for UPSC. So when this time it didn't take through, I was numb for a quite a while there to understand how should I go ahead with it because currently I'm working in a automotive industry wherein the when finding a purpose is not a means for me. And I always wanted to do something wherein I'm working for a purpose which has an impact. So shifting or not shifting and how to do it is something is making me more confused.
Okay.
So just wanted to.
So I think Shivani, I completely agree with this. And my idea was that assuming that all of you have prepared for the examination at least once, diligently, wholeheartedly, and therefore it makes no sense again for you to do and redo the same activity again. Rather, do the same material again for 2 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours per day. And along with that, make sure that you are living a life. And that life should have the component of some meaningful work, some meaningful upskilling, which is beyond UPSC. That's the idea. If you are very new to this game, then of course you can dedicate all your time for this preparation. Perhaps I may advise you that. But right now, this is my understanding of all of you. You all have good understanding of history, economy, geography, polity. You know how India operates, you know how world operates. So in your case, I don't think you should now take a proper backseat and redo the entire thing because it will mess up your mental health. For a month, you may feel happy that this is my focus, but over time, you will lose the focus also. So keep yourself busy doing multiple things. Okay, that's good. Okay, one broad question lost. Aditya, we have spoken before, so I'll check this with someone who hasn't spoken yet. Himanshu has also spoken. Uh, Anup?
Yes, actually, mine was a personal question, but as you have said, it is a broader one. I want to say that I won't be appearing for next year. So this is my last, as I'm 31 years old and I work in HPA. So the broader question would be, how can I use the knowledge I have gained in Misfits, which has been a great experience for me, to advance in my career or whatever may be, like how can I use this knowledge as a I have been given a good foundation here, so I just want to be a part of this nation building process which you had started initially in this video. So how to go about this?
See, one thing you all will realize now is whether you go and work in consulting or whether you become prime minister or a minister MLA, MP, Sarpanch. You may start your own NGOs. Whatever we have learned in Misfits, it will stay with you. If not the exact, precise, specific learnings, the broader learnings will stick with you. And you yourself will find meaning into the things that you're doing. So there's no hard and fast rule in terms of how can I use the learnings. On its own, organically, these learnings will flow in into the work that you're doing. But the only request, Anup, is, and I appreciate that you're moving ahead in life. Move ahead in life. Pick whatever you're picking, and do not do that for money. Do that for passion. Money will flow in on its own. Do it for passion. At the age that we are in, we are much more concerned, excited, worried about money, money, money. But at this age, we may not earn a lot. This is the age to acquire skill sets, sharpen the axe. 20s, it's all about learning, learning, learning. 30s and 40s is the time when you will earn big bucks. When I was in India, my salary was okay, it was okay, it was good. I was earning decent, 67,000 per month. But my last job, upward of 1 crore within a span of 2-3 years. Why? Perhaps I learned a few skill sets which were dispensable. Not just that, along with the salary, I was getting other perks also. So money will flow in eventually. And now is the time to focus on skill sets. Dedicate your time for that. Do not haggle for 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. That's not the class that I want you to be in. Money is important, I agree. But right now, acquire skill sets. If you know your worth, you will figure out. You build your net worth. Okay, with this, we wrap up the session. Prathamesh, I have not spoken with you, so one last try. Let's see. How are you?
All good, sir.
I
All
want to
good.
talk to everyone. I
So,
am so sorry if I missed out on someone, but yeah, go on, Prathamesh.
yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So, I'd like to go as broad as possible over here. So, speaking about me, I have started a startup for the past 2 years. I'm pretty much doing it well. But the main motto of the startup is to make businesses profitable. So, that's the main idea which I hold. And keeping that in mind, also preparing for the UPSC, it's been a journey. So, my question to you is like, even you as a misfit is a startup to you, right? So, being that from a mindset perspective, how can we stay as calm as possible for longer periods of time? So, in terms of handling the business idea, in terms of preparations, see, there's no immediate reward, and sometimes most of the times I feel is I'm lagging somewhere or I'm not achieving where I want the thing to achieve. So the mindset of the Buddha, like what should be whenever some negative or a pitfall happens, what should be the right approach to, okay, let's stay on the track, things gonna happen. How to stay hopeful in this long drawn journey is what I am truly, struggling with. But apart from that, how to inculcate the belief in ourselves that okay, things will change, things will transform. So, it's a very uncertain world in terms of startup as well,
Okay.
and a lot of times,
That I
yeah,
agree. I think
that's the only.
startups in India, it's a difficult ride. See, for me, the only thing I like and I would advise is never focus on outcome, focus only on the process. Do the process should be spot on. Do that diligently on daily basis. Only when you're not doing your deeds, you will face the anxiety. This will happen in your examination preparation also. You skip one day of preparation, little bit of anxiety. You skip 5 days of preparation, a lot of anxiety. Everything will say wire. Same thing with startup. Do little things, but do it on daily basis, consistent basis. And do not worry about the outcome. Outcome will always make you anxious. Okay, so let's start the process. For now, we won't worry about the outcome. The process is simple. 2 promises. Promise 1, think beyond UPSC. Promise 2, wrap up your optional /GRE GMAT. And another promise that I want all of you to make is no one is going to apply to useless business schools, policy schools, be it in India or abroad. Do not aim low in life. Please do not aim low. You will regret this decision forever. You all are worthy enough to study in the top universities abroad. I've seen how much you have grown. It's just that for some part of your life, you did not have access to right people. And all that is changing slowly and steadily. I believe in all of you. You may not believe in yourself, but I believe in you. So please do not, dream low. At least dreams should not be low. Why dream low? So please do not get settled with random tests and other schools here in India. May take time. It may take 1 year, 18 months, but do that in step-by-step process. Okay. Get a good score. And of course, scholarships are there. You may think at one go that you may not be eligible for scholarships. It's very expensive. You'll figure out scholarships. There are ways and means through which you negotiate also with universities. I'll teach you that. So we'll figure out a decent scholarship. And even if you take a little bit of loan for good investment, it's worth it. You will recover it very quickly. All right, you have all my best wishes. To all those applying in phase 1, do it by tonight for Bose Fellowship. Phase 2, phase 3 will open, I'm again telling you, and that will be through open candidates, and you may not be eligible for scholarships. So for misfitters, currently you can make the best use of this. And if anyone has any question around Bose Fellowship, I'm happy to answer it right now because there is no information available for now. Everything will be made available in a week. So all of you unraise your hands. Only those who have questions around Bose Fellowship can raise their hands. Yashita?
Sir, I was wondering what the structure will be of fellowship, like what are we going to learn, just the outline.
Okay. See, again, initially I was planning it for 4 months, but then I thought let's do it for 1 year basis my discussions with a few other members that I will be having in the board. Structure will be simple. We will focus on things which are beyond UPSC. There will be sessions around building platforms. There will be sessions around business, marketing. There will be sessions around thinking. There will be sessions around communication, a very important critical skill set. I may invite some of my friends who are in media to take a few sessions. I may invite some of the civil servants for some sessions, but largely those sessions will be taken by me. Eventually, I may want to culminate this into a group capstone project, which can be shown to, let's say, in the UPSC interview board, or to your potential employer, or to the university that you may apply in future. That something has culminated into this. So it's a very broad structure. It will not be up right now. Once we open this up for the broader audience, we'll have a proper structure in mind. We're still evolving it. And the goal is to just make it better. Okay, good question. Very valid question, but I'm just giving you the honest answer right now. It's still in the process. But largely speaking, this is what it's going to be around. Of course, there will be an element of politics because I want post fellows to be engaged in politics in time to come, especially before the next elections. Harsha?
Yes, Naman. Like the last point that you have mentioned, most people would be into politics. Like my family, friends, a few people are already in politics, and even my relatives are into politics. Even the funniest part was even politicians asked my father because he's the grade 1 officer here, and they have asked him to be part of the politics, but he declined it. But as a me being a tech guy, how would I be benefited of this? I want to join, but I want to know what is the thing that I would be
The one thing I
learning.
should tell you is those who want to become politicians should never learn politics. They should never learn those core aspects of politics. They should learn everything beyond politics. They should learn businesses. They should learn how to grow economy. They should learn how to secure our economy, our geography. Sadly, what is happening is they are learning how to win elections, how to divide people, how to find external enemies. Of course, all of these things will be taught to you so that you can also figure out talking points as and when you become spokesperson for certain parties. But at least you will improve the discourse. And therefore, in the Bose Fellowship, I want people to be launching businesses. Ideally, those who start something on their own, they should be politicians. They should never join politics for money or prestige. Only when you're launching your own company, you realize the problems that exist. From registering a company to getting a trademark to hiring an accountant to filing taxes to in filing GST, opening GST website. But yes, we're still building the curriculum. It will take time and it will be a marvelous curriculum. But at a broader end, it would be a combination of what you may study at HPS plus HKS plus Fletcher. That's the three core segments. And of course, the works that you may do in various organizations. Okay. I should call it off now. I'm really tired of speaking. Been speaking non-stop for a long time. Wish you all the very best. Good luck and take care.